Hello everyone, welcome to today's case study. I'm going to present a Java case study called the GradeBook. And this program demonstrates how an array can be used to store and analyze a group of students' grades. And the main purpose of this case study is to help students understand several important Java concepts, including the classes, objects, arrays, methods, etc. And let's take a close look at those Java files. First, we have two classes. One is a GradeBook, and the other one is GradeBook text. As we know that usually the main method is in the test-driven class, which is here. But we will start from the GradeBook class there. Okay, and if you clicked into the structure here in the IntelliJ, okay, I will click it again, and you can see that this is a structure for the class. Let me move it. And as you can see, this class has two instance variables, as you can see here. And also you can see the grades. But I would like to focus in on the structure because it's more clear and it's a simplified version of the whole long code. Now, here is the two instance variables. The first is called the course name. It's a string, and it stores the name of the course. And the second variable is the grade, and it is an integer array, and it stores all the students' grades. And the constructor, which is this one, and as you know that the constructor's name is supposed to be the same as the class name, right? So this must be the constructor. And it receives two arguments, the course name and the grade array. It assigns these values to the instance variables. And this means that when a GradeBook object is created, it already knows the course name and has access to the student's grades. And the class also contains a setter method, as you can see, set course name, and the getter method get course name. But the most important method in this class is the process grade. So we will take a look at it. First, it calls the output grade method. Okay, let's press enter, and using the mouse to click this method name so we can jump to it immediately. As you can see here, for the output grade method, it uses a standard for loop to go through the grades array. It prints each student's number and then corresponding grades. And the student number begins from 1, although the array index from 0. When it's printing out the index, okay, it manually gives 1 incremental, right? So that in this case, it can be increased from 1. There. So let's get back to the process grade. Okay, here. And after that, the process grade will calculate the class average. And let's take a look over it also. Get average. It's pretty simple, right? We firstly get the total number of the grades and divide it by the number of students, which is the grade length. And let's get back to the process. And after that, we get the minimum and the maximum value. And these two methods works in the similar way that for the get minimum method, it assumes that the first value in the array is the lowest grade, and it then compares that the value with every other grade. Whenever it finds a smaller grade, it updates the variable low grade. And the get maximum method works in a similar way. And finally, the program calls the, let's see, it calls the method, process grade. After that, it calls the output bar chart, which is the last one and it is pretty lengthy, right? And this method displays the grade distribution, and it creates a frequency array with 11 positions, and this position represents grade ranges from 0 to 9, 9 to 10, 9 to 0 to 9, 10 to 19, and so on, up to 100. So for each student grade, the program divides the grades by 10, and the result determines which position in the frequency array should be increased, as you can see here, right? Grades divided by 10. So for example, a student of 87 is placed in the position 8, which represents the range from 80 to 89. And the program then prints each grade range followed by a number of asterisks here. So as you can see here, we can assume that each asterisk represents one student in that range, and this creates a simple text-based bar chart. That is for this class. And let's get back to the text-driven class. I cannot move it. Okay, here. In this class, an array of students' grades is created, right? And then a GradeBook object is created using the course name and the grades array. And the program displays a welcome message and calls the process grade method. So let's take a look over the output. Okay, as you can see here, it first output each student's grade here and calculates the average and find the lowest, which is the minimum, and the maximum. After that, it calls to the bar chart those that are pretty long code. So here is the asterisk to indicate how many students in each grades range, and that is for the this case study. And it is a useful example of the object-oriented programming because the data and the operations on that data are placed together inside the GradeBook classes, the GradeBook class. So it's not very complex. I hope that if you have time, you can implement it by yourself manually. I mean, type each line of code by your own. But if you are busy, at least you should go through the code and try and make your effort to understand the logic to organize the report. I mean the output, like the bar chart, and how to calculate the average, find the minimum and maximum. And that's all. If you have any questions regarding this case study, please leave a message in the discussion board. Thank you.